This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 29.
This is Beaverville. Come on in.
It's Bob here. I got a question.
I woke up yesterday morning with a spring in my step.
Start later, please.
I could never know what the day was.
Fast forward ahead.
Listen up, the ratings just came in for last month. We are number one. We just grabbed every key demographic. Super duper. That's nice. Way to go. Neato, gang.
Yes.
Boy, that is good news.
On your side, you hear the distant thunder. There's lightning in your stride.
Good morning, Sergeant Kriesel.
Well, it's either the end of the world or it's rock bottom radio starting on the Power Trip Morning Show. There's a lot of things we do know. We know who the Wolves are going to play.
Yes,
we
sir.
know that I have 2 hockey teams left in my core versus 4 bet. But we know that it's just you and I, Maxo.
Yes, sir.
Until 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
but,
worst case scenario.
Yeah, I mean, it's rock bottom. I mean, when they all found out Corey, Hockey, and Zaka were all going to be gone at the same time, and they looked at me like, oh, God. I'm like, what? I can do it.
Abbott's like, don't you want the day off, too?
Right. We can play best of. And I'm like, no, Maxo and I can do it. And I brought in my A1 from day one, John Kriesel. How are you, brother?
What it is.
So it's us until 6:30 when Lieb shows up. I think Parker Fox might join us at some point. And then, of course, Mussy at 7, who is back in the golf bet. More about that later. And at 8:40, Maxo, we're going to have AP Sports Guy call in because we know who the Wolves are going to play. And It's the Oklahoma City Thunder, Maxo, who absolutely clapped Denver yesterday.
They clapped cheeks.
Oh, my God.
It was like a 50-point swing, too, because at one point, I think it was like middle of the first quarter or middle or early second quarter. They were up by Denver was up by double digits. I was getting ready to text Abbott like, "Hey, can I go to Denver?
Right,
like do fan line from there?"
Yeah.
Nope. OKC made a comeback real quick, and then it was like I think they're up by 3 at halftime, and then kind of just took off from there.
Well, that run they had was at the end of I think it was the end of the half. That run that the Thunder went on, where they scored like 20 points in like a minute and a half.
It was nuts.
That's insane. Now, I'm trying not to look on the wrong side of this, right?
Right.
I'm trying to have a positive attitude. But that's an uphill climb, man.
Yeah.
This is a tough team. Now, the only thing is they got to play tomorrow. The Wolvies have been off since, last Wednesday?
Yeah, they've been chilling.
They got to play tomorrow. That's a quick turnaround, right? But most of their guys sat probably in the fourth quarter. I mean, they lost one. The Thunder beat them 125-93, and it wasn't even that close. I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough. I think they can win. I don't know. This is the last team you want. They're the best team that isn't the Oklahoma City Thunder left in the Final Four, right? They're better than the Knicks.
Yeah. The winner of this will win the finals.
Right. Yes. And they're way better than the Pacers. So
I'm actually more scared of the Pacers than the Knicks.
Remember shorthanded.
Yeah.
Right. They beat the Wolves. I mean, that was
right towards the end of the season.
Yeah, that was their G League team.
Right. Yeah. But that Pacers team, they got depth, man. They got like 5, 6, 7 dudes that can all ball. So I'm a little bit more afraid of the Pacers than the Knicks, but that's getting ahead of ourselves. We got to take care of the business against the Oklahoma City Thunder, which, I mean, throughout the regular season, they struggled to get a bit against Denver, which is a really good team. But throughout the regular season, they were the best team in the NBA.
And we split with them, right?
I think so.
And I think we came back. That's like we had the biggest comeback of the season we had against.
Down the stretch.
Yeah, the Oklahoma City Thunder, when I think we were undermanned, but, you know.
I think Julius and Rudy missed either both.
I think
either
right.
one of them missed one of each game, or both of them missed both games.
Yeah, so
we weren't fully healthy either way.
Yeah, it's going to be sweet, man, because, you know, it starts tomorrow, 7:30. None of the games, even if they'd played Denver, none of the games are on later than 7:30, which is great for your boy, because staying up till 10 to start the game and 9:30 when they were playing LA is just hideous.
I'm excited to watch it in the sports book in Deadwood.
Oh, hell yeah. You going Wednesday?
Yes.
Sweet, man.
So jacked.
I didn't know they had that there.
Yeah. Yep. They don't have mobile betting, but they have, not every casino there has a sports book, but the one we stay at does.
Yeah.
So it is going to be, we will be howling.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Sweet.
Super excited. We'll see. I definitely was hoping for Denver to win.
Yeah, me too, man.
This isn't, I'm not looking at this as like, this is last meal on death row situation.
No, the Wolves can absolutely
of course they can win. Yeah,
it's gonna be a dogfight, but this is just a different caliber of team than the teams that we've been facing.
Correct.
100%.
So it's my problem with the team all season long, and again, I'm always reminded this time of year how much I hate the NBA season and love the NBA playoffs. Is you'd see they turn it on, it's like, where was this all year? Where was this all year? And I get it, it's a long season, but if this team comes out of the gate slow and lethargic like they did game 1 against Golden State this series, you can't lay an egg game 1 and expect to win this series. You got to come out hot. They don't have to win game 1.
Got to keep their chili hot.
There's no egg laying, period. Because this is a team that cleans up against other teams' mistakes. Like they're going to take advantage against the Wolves' mistakes. They cannot be sloppy like they were against Golden State and at times against the Lakers. Because the Lakers, neither of those teams had enough firepower to really mess with the Wolves either way. But this Oklahoma City Thunder team, as we saw, can flip a script in the blink of an eye. I mean, it was unbelievable what they did to Denver, which is obviously a really good team.
And I do think that's part of the Wolves. What frustrates me about them is they do play down to their competition or up. I remember Chris Finch saying, I think it was after the Lakers series, where he had said the 5 days off or whatever, he said, it ended up kind of being a little bit, it was nice to get the rest, but they came out slow. And he said, I will handle things different preparation wise. We learned from that. So I hope they did.
Right.
And I hope they're doing things different because, again, they came out so slow. Of course, you want guys to rest, especially with Ant's ankle.
Yep.
But just come out ready. I think they will, because again, if they were watching yesterday, they know they got to bring it.
Yeah, they got to be locked in.
Well, and the thing is, you guys were just saying is we saw a lot of it. I'm basically repeating what you guys just said, but we saw some C games when they played the Lakers, and they somehow, I mean, they found a way to win. That first game of the last series against the Warriors was awful.
Yeah.
You bring that, you're going to lose 125-93, if not worse, right? If they bring their A game, they can beat this team.
Yeah,
you bring your B game, I don't know if you can, because they feast off turnovers, right? Julius Randle has to hold on to the ball. They can't have Ant kind of coast into this and then come out in the second quarter.
We need guys like Nikhil and Dante to really show up.
You need Naz to be hot off the bench
and not committing stupid fouls.
And they feast. Oklahoma City feasts off bad fouls. Yeah, That's how they SGA goes to the line all the time because and I love that they chant that at him. It's so good.
I think it shows how good they are because they feast off of this. They make you make mistakes and then they make you pay. You don't get away with making a bunch of mistakes. So now on the flip side of it, the Wolves are significantly better than Denver.
Yeah, for sure. I was just about to say, Thunder Radio, Oklahoma City morning radio is saying the same exact things that we're saying right now. They're saying this is the worst possible matchup for the Thunder. This Wolves team has a ferocious defense that feasts off of turnovers. They got Anthony Edwards. They got Julius Randle that can just take over games. So they're saying the same exact thing right now. Like, this is going to be a dogfight.
We've been there.
Yeah.
Last year, we were in the same spot.
We were worn out. They were worn out.
They were, for sure. Yeah. But also, too, that was the buzzsaw.
Yeah.
Last year, that matchup was awful for the Wolves. We knew it from the start. This isn't as bad a matchup.
It's basically the same team, in a way. They have a stud. They have one stud, SGA. We have Ant. They have a good second man. We have Julius. I think their second best player is Chet. Is it Chet?
I would probably say it's Jalen Williams.
Yeah, Jalen Williams.
But
and then
Jalen Williams.
They got a lot of tall, they're an old school NBA team.
Defense.
And they play really good defense. I mean, they smothered Denver. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the number one defense all year.
The double guard, the point guard and shooting guard combo that a lot of teams have gone away from because it's, how the league works, that killed us with Denver. I mean, Kyrie didn't miss. And Luka's Luka, right? That's when Luka was engaged, and he thought about game 2 of that series, he could have cared less.
Yeah.
I mean, he meat sauce.
Yeah, he was ready to become Hookah Doncic in the summertime. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Have you guys seen that meme that went viral like 2 weeks ago? That was like a guy that looks like Luka.
That poor guy
sitting in McDonald's just eating by himself. Everybody's like, "What is Luka doing?"
He was a building too.
Oh yeah, he was the
size of a small bus.
Yeah.
And what the comments though too is they're like, this poor dude is catching strays for no reason, and it was because he kind of looks like Luka.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That guy's probably like, why are you taking?
What the hell?
Yeah. I'm just enjoying my McDonald's. Leave me alone.
He's probably has a happy life.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And everyone's like, look at this depressed fat bastard.
His kids were probably just sitting with him, and they ran to the play place. And it's like, what? I have a family.
Yeah, they're like on TikTok. Like, isn't that your dad?
Yeah, correct. So that'll be fun, man. I can't wait. And John and I, we've been around longer than you have, Max. So I mean, there were teams of the Timberwolves we were counting. We wanted them to lose.
Yeah,
they had Mark Madsen at one point just shooting threes so they could lose. We wanted high-end draft picks. And they finally hit on one. And Anthony Edwards has changed. He's 20 playoff wins. Kevin Garnett at 18.
Yeah.
It's a new day,
it's
man.
It's a new day.
Like Osama bin Laden could have hit out at one of the Timberwolves games back in the day. There were so few people there. Right. Nobody would have ever known.
Or cared.
I could have been coming off the bench.
Yeah, correct. And now they're a dog, but they're not a massive dog, right? They can win this series.
I mean, it's close to 3-1.
But I mean, they're not. Yeah.
But Vegas has been wrong plenty of times on this Wolves.
Well, they were dogs to the Lakers.
I think the Wolves sort of thrive in this type of situation. And so, again, if I had gun to my head, pick a winner of the series, of course I'm picking the Thunder. But the Wolves absolutely have a chance.
And the Wolves have the best player on the floor, no matter what. They have the best player on the floor, which means they always have a chance. Yeah, they have the best player on either team.
When he's engaged, and there is no excuse for him not being engaged at any point in the series, but game 1, you could see it on his face right from the start that he wasn't in. And that, you can't have that. When you are the best player on the floor,
you got to attack.
100%. And the team feeds off that. So we need him right away.
And we've played 10 games. They've played 11. They swept the Grizzlies very easily. Yeah. They won 131-80, 118-99, 114-108, and 117-115 in that final game.
And, of course, my dumbass came on these very airways and was like, I think the Grizzlies can give the Thunder a scare. Yeah, I'm no NBA expert. I think the listeners have figured that out.
You're more than John and I are, and I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're here, John. We'll come back. I'm going to tell you, I got up really early to get here as early as possible, and I got here at the exact same time as I would have if I've gotten up a half hour later. I'll explain when we come back.
The Fan.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Welcome back, Power Trip Morning Show. Maxo, John, myself.
Hey.
Hawks in the Florida Keys with some kind of fake monkey.
Yeah, what the hell was up with that?
He lost his mind last night. He's like the best is he's having fun. Is awesome. I'm glad he's having fun. But my favorite were when he was posting pictures of those ladies holding that like plastic monkey his friends brought. One guy's like, Hawk, your Twitter's on. Corey is somewhere, and Zacho is in Disneyland World.
Man, he loves Disneyland.
He does. I've never been. I know breaking news, but man, so he's there. So it's just us until tomorrow when Corey returns and Hawk comes back Wednesday and Zach goes back a week from tomorrow because hard to believe it's already Memorial Day weekend. Mm-hmm. It's unbelievable.
It's crazy.
And time goes even faster when you have a kiddo, and both of you guys do.
Yeah.
Time flies. And I know that's not like, oh, cool, way to go, meat sauce, nice one. No, like, I cannot believe in 11 days, my son is going to be 5 months old.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Just
2 days ago, we were standing at the hospital, and I was trying to entertain the nurses because nobody was paying any attention to me. And now, he's 5 months old, and he smiles and laughs, and he giggles, and he chews on his hands, and does all the bits.
It was 5 minutes ago. You were holding Chloe at
correct.
the pool at your dad's when she was this big. And now she's got 2 weeks of kindergarten left.
Yeah, how about that?
That's a crazy thing, man.
Yeah.
I literally remember looking at my daughter and being like, man, it's going to be so weird when she has teeth.
Yeah.
And now she's like a fully, autonomous person, She was at Universal Studios last weekend, and I'm scrolling through her Snapchat, and I'm like, what the bleep?
Yeah.
I'm on my kid's social media, she's a full, person now, and it's hard to believe. It just feels like yesterday that she was a little baby girl.
Yeah. It's unbelievable because, we went to a birthday party this weekend, a kid's birthday party for the first time with our own kid. And it was like, he's 4 months. They're I think it was a 3-year-old and almost 1.5, 2-year-old. And it's they're riding around in this really cool, car that they got for the birthday, and there's my son just sitting in the car seat, right? Not old enough to hang out yet, but he's kind of aware of what's going on, and you're like, man, this is neat. I don't know. It's just weird. 2 years ago, we'd go to that party, and I'm like, anybody have a beer?
Right.
And now it's.
You can still have beers.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's good times, but yeah, it was fun. It's just a weird thing, man, how quickly time flies. And I know John hates this, but we're 2 months away from the Vikings training camp starting.
You son of a
You can't wish away summer because summer's the best most of the time, but
State Fair's around the corner.
Right. Time flies.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It's scary.
Yeah.
It's very scary. I wish it would slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
I've only golfed in Minnesota once this year.
Yeah.
That's how crazy
that's how
my
rich you
spring
are,
is.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So rich.
You've only played once?
Once in Minnesota.
I played
a bunch
yesterday.
in Texas, but
Yeah.
I feel like that round at that Fields Ranch East is where the PGA Championship will be in 2027 and 2034.
That's sweet.
I feel like I have to add another chapter to my book, or in my motivational speech, I need to talk about the toughest day of my life was actually Fields Ranch East. So I'm like, that did beat me up for a couple weeks. I'm still recovering, so
because you had to walk. You have to walk?
Well, I got a cart, but they don't have cart paths, so it still was walking a bunch. I walked probably 5-6 miles that day, which is
that's a lot.
I need an oil change on these son of a bitches.
For sure. Yeah, it's. I played yesterday. It was great. It was 50.
Great weather.
Yeah, I like playing. I don't like playing when it's mega hot because I'm not good. And
we planted vegetables. Hot.
You did? Mm-hmm. All day?
Pretty much.
Damn. Where?
In pots on the side of my house.
Oh yeah.
I watched. I kept
vegetables, wink, wink, or actual vegetables?
No, actual vegetables.
Like magic mushrooms?
It wasn't Jazz Cabbage. No Jazz Cabbage at the crib. But, so it was a beautiful day, had the PGA Championship on in the background, but I didn't get to watch much of it. No, it got interesting for about, 45 minutes?
The golf?
Yeah, and then the wheels came off of the Rom-mobile.
Yeah, the Rom-mobile fell apart. Yeah. It's I took a picture of this because I'll use it in all the sports updates I do going forward, which I think is just amazing. But Scotty Scheffler on Saturday just put it into cruise control. Mm-hmm. He became the first player since Seve Ballesteros in 1983 to win by 3 strokes in each of his first 3 major victories.
Wow.
He's incredible. He's so good at what he does, man.
And I think people would go bananas if he was a more like outgoing, fiery person.
Yeah.
But because he's just a quality
he's a machine,
dude, who somehow still has spent evening in jail.
Yeah, how about that?
I still forget. I love that on the gram when it will be like, what a comeback story of the ages. You know, he's from inmate to major champion.
That happened, a year ago.
Yeah.
And we were in Duluth. It was, Zacho was back here, and we were in Duluth.
I was listening, I think.
And I remember I saw it, and it's weird because now with everything is either AI, and now the internet has been taken over by everything being remade into baby videos.
Yeah.
Where it's everything. And some of them are funny, but you're like, come on.
It's the first 2,000 times.
Yeah, correct.
It's too much. This AI stuff, man. It's like, go back to the old school memes where it's just on Microsoft Paint. You know, like I want human memes. I don't want AI memes.
Misspelled.
No.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Where it's like a poorly photoshopped image. Yeah, that's so much better.
We're like, of course that's who that's supposed to be. No, that's photoshopped on someone else's body.
Right,
Yep. We've all been down that path, but so you go through sometimes on Instagram, you're like, what is that? Like anything on social media today, you have to like second guess everything now. So we're up in Duluth a year ago, and I'm on my phone right before the show starts, and I look over at Corey, I go, I think Scotty Scheffler just got arrested. And Zacho down the line goes, he did. And I'm like, what do you mean? And then you rewatch the video because there was a rain delay in the third day coverage on Saturday. And the guy that looks like Dylan who works here, who's that guy on ESPN? Doesn't matter.
Jeff Passel?
That guy also looks, Jeff Passel used to work with Bernard on KQ.
So Jeff
Passan looks like Dylan. It's the other guy.
What is his name?
Not Field Yates, who also looks like Dylan.
There's a lot of people
they all look like Dylan. But he was on the scene in like the video where he's like, guys, that's Scotty Scheffler. And they're like, we don't care. And like, he got arrested and then he didn't win, but man, the guy, and then they told the story about the guy that printed all the t-shirts, like that called every t-shirt company he could find right after the mugshot went viral and made like a ton of money selling, Scotty Scheffler, merch, jail merch. And then he made the shirt with Scotty Scheffler as, Prison Mike, great bit. Great bit. But
Prison Mike is all time.
All time. You watch The Office, don't you, John?
Not really.
Oh, man.
I've seen here and there, but I feel like I missed out on so much of the storyline that I don't bother.
Oh, you should. It's
okay.
Worth going
I know you got way more going on than I do, and a lot of people do. You should watch. It was the golden age, and I know Corey says it all the time. It's the golden age of a sitcom.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. It's super funny, man. I hated it. I'm like, this isn't funny.
Yeah, I did too. It was just
super
like
good.
A reflex. I don't even know why I hated it. I just like a bunch of people liked it, and I was at that age where I was like, man, this is dumb. Like stupid.
I'm kind of with you.
Yeah, like
now I do like it, but because everyone not only watched it, but nonstop, nonstop talked about it or did these jokes that I just was like, nah. For those reasons, I'm out.
I feel it. Sometimes it's like that. Like it makes things less accessible sometimes. Yeah. I've talked about it before on here. Like that's how I felt about the Beatles for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
Like ever since I was born, I've basically, been raised to believe that these guys are gods. So I was like, listen to the music. I'm like, this sounds like the Wiggles. Like this sucks.
Well, and little Jazz Cabbage though.
When you exactly. When you start indulging in the Jazz Cabbage, then you're like, okay, I can see it. Okay. And then when I watched that documentary that came out a couple years ago, I was able to see them. Yeah. I was able to see them more as human beings, and it made it more relatable. So once you finally get over that and actually like indulge in it, then you realize, oh, this is why everybody likes it, because it's actually great.
Yeah.
And The Office is kind of the same way.
Yeah, it's great. Once you get into it, it's A+. Okay, so I didn't give away my tease. I'll tell you that when we come back.
We got to pay that off.
Yeah, and I found the greatest, most addictive snack at Costco.
Ever.
Oh, no.
Ever?
Man, going to Costco on a Friday is like Mad Max.
I didn't know they sold that at Costco.
No, not that.
Oh, okay.
No, not that. It's Maxo, it's John Kriesel, it's me, Meat Sauce. We'll come back. We'll be joined by Ben Lieber in about a half hour from now right here on The Fan.
The Fan.
Farm Aid 40 is coming to Minneapolis. Join Willie Nelson, Neil Young, Dave Matthews, and more Saturday, September 20th at Huntington Bank Stadium. Celebrate 40 years of music, food, and family farming. Tickets on sale May 16th. Get the full details at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
Welcome back, Power Trip Morning Show.
Pay off this tease now. Come on. Or you have two teases.
Well, one, thanks to my friends at Gutter Helmet, gutterhelmetmn.com. It was a beautiful weekend. If you had to sit at home and clean your gutters because you don't have Gutter Helmet, that's your problem. I have Gutter Helmet. Never have to worry about my gutters. Gutterhelmetmn.com.
I think I need to get gutters in the backyard.
Yeah.
My backyard looks like the top of my head. I'm struggling to grow grass back there again because it gets too damp, and the top of my house it's like Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
It's high up, so it just pounds.
Yeah.
Been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky.
It's good to be like the back of my house.
Yeah, correct. So, because I'm Maxo and I are the only ones here. I'm dependent on Max, and Maxo's dependent on me. And I take a lot of, contrary to what a lot of people think, this is like this and my family is one of the things I take a lot of pride in.
Yeah.
I love this job. This is the best job I'll ever have. I'm honored to do it. I'm so thankful for Corey and Hogs and Bossberg.
Corner office isn't listening.
All of them. Well, Abbott might be. Abbott's up. Abbott has a glue snipping problem, so he's up. And,
yeah, I saw him in my hallway at my apartment.
Yeah,
I was like, Abbott, get out of here. You got to work
for
today.
cash.
Yeah.
And so last night I'm like, I'm going to go to bed early. Thankfully, the Florida Panthers destroyed Edmonton, whoever they were playing. I don't even remember. Toronto. They won 6-1.
That's your squad, right? That's the squad you got left in the.
I have that and the North Stars.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
and those fans are the game. Maybe it was the previous game. Those Toronto fans, assholes.
Really?
Oh my God!
I didn't know that.
Oh, just middle fingers deluxe, like these pretty gals that you would assume would have manners.
Yeah.
When there's a little skirmish in front of the glass.
Yeah.
All just middle finger, where you're like, no class, huh? No class up there.
No.
Toronto.
Yeah, well, they're out, so who cares?
That's fine, yeah. Charged a tariff on that ass.
So I get up like a half hour earlier than I normally do. You're welcome. And I get in my car. I get to where I'm going to get on Highway 100, and it's closed.
So you left the house.
I left the house at probably 4:30
compared to
4:58.
Okay.
5. I mean,
yeah.
Right.
So a significant amount of time.
About a half hour earlier. And so I had to wind poor me. But I had to wind around all of Edina because it's all closed. All of Highway 100 northbound is closed until basically right after Highway 7, right?
Jesus.
If Cor was here, he'd say you already wind around.
Yeah, correct.
Until probably 5 a.m., right?
I don't know.
Because Monday, they probably wouldn't. They'll do like those weekend closures.
It's a huge project they're doing. Anyway, long story short, I'm driving along. I had to go like all over the place, and I got here at the exact same time I normally would. You're rolled in at 5:03 when I normally get here about 5:05.
Here's some advice. What I do, I, of course, know how to...
Just drive down the highway even though it says closed?
Take a private jet because you're flush with cash?
Yeah, correct.
Every time I leave work from April to November, even after that, Google Maps. I know how to get home.
Yeah.
Google Maps. Because of a car accident or today. I've been coming to this station for 17 years.
Yeah.
Lucky.
I had Google Maps on because you don't know with construction season or these overnight weekend closures or whatever. I just have it on all the time now, just in case.
The traffic, Hawk talked about it on Twitter a couple days ago. he's not wrong, man. The construction is
insane.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's like every project they've ever had to do, and it just popped up. The second it stopped being cold and the frost at night, they said, we're going to do construction everywhere.
Yep.
It's all
a
over
lot of
the
it's
place.
tied to federal dollars, though.
Yeah.
And so then there's a time frame that it has to get done. You have to spend the money. It has to be. And so, yeah, it doesn't, to his point where he was like, you would think that there would be alternate routes that are not under construction, but everything is under construction. Well, that's a lot of times why.
Yeah, it was insanity. But the point of the story is I got here at the exact same time. I was so proud of myself. I got up early. I didn't
that was a 25-minute detour then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I had to, you have to go down.
So 100 was close. So
I had to get, I wound around where I live over by Jerry's.
Yep.
Then I had to go a couple roundabouts over by the Edina police station. Then I had to go all the way down 50th.
And these are all side
France
roads.
or whatever, yeah. Then I had to go all the way, and it was, it's lights. I'm going a little faster than I should, but yeah, I don't know. It's fine, but there's people who are going to sit in traffic for 2 hours. I was like, well, what the hell? I got up early and I don't pay much attention.
Good thing you got up early, though.
Yeah, correct. Let's do some sports, Maxo.
Time now for Front Page Sports, presented by Holiday Station Stores.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Holiday. You're the absolute best. I love you, Holiday. I had it all teed up, and then I responded to a text from Smitty Ooms, so hold on a second. But yeah, thanks to our amazing friends at Holiday. We love you. They always have great stuff going on. I'll get to it in 2 seconds. I can't even type on my phone. This is where Corey and Hawk will be like, see, this is why you don't get to run the show by yourself.
Well, they're not here.
Their $3 meal deal, delicious any way you top it. Any Johnsonville hot dog brat or any hot snack, plus Frito-Lay chips and a Polar Pop or coffee for just $3. Make it a $3 meal deal only at Holiday. Maxo, we know who your Minnesota Timberwolves will open with in the Western Conference Finals. They will open on the road tomorrow night at 7:30 against OKC, who smoked Denver 125-93. Oklahoma City is minus 330 to win the series. The Wolves are plus 265. And the Thunder, Maxo, are 7.5-point favorites in game one.
I'm kind of surprised about that, but it makes sense. I guess they've been really dominant at home thus far throughout the playoffs.
They only lost 14 games all year.
It's insane, man. They were the standard of excellence throughout the regular season. Them and the Cleveland Cavaliers, who got, unceremoniously just belt to butt against the Indiana Pacers. But this Oklahoma City Thunder team is the real deal, man. They're not fraudulent like that Cavs team. And it's kind of similar to the Wolves. They have one guy that can be the difference maker, that can just kind of turn it into a route real quick. And SGA, he's going to be the MVP. It's kind of insane they haven't announced the MVP yet when we're in the Western Conference
that is weird.
Finals. It seems kind of weird, but they're a team that does it. They don't need him to go off in order for them to win. They're a deep team. Lou Dort is going to be tough, man. Yeah. They got Chet Holmgren. They got a lot of size, which is something the Wolves have had a very clear-cut advantage against the teams like the Lakers and the Warriors. It's not going to be the case against the Thunder. It might actually be the reverse. The Thunder are probably bigger than the Wolves. I would have to imagine, with Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren over there. And then they got two Jalen Williams and Alex Caruso guarding on the wings, who was, absolutely incredible against Nikola Jokic, which sounds insane if you would have told me that Caruso would have been the Jokic
bodied
stopper.
Him all day yesterday.
All night. Like it was nuts, man. So this is a whole different caliber of team compared to an undermanned Warriors team and an undermanned Lakers team.
Who do they put on SGA?
I would probably say that you have to use Jaden McDaniels. You got to put your best defender out there, and you don't want Anthony Edwards chasing him around necessarily.
And you don't want Anthony getting a couple of quick fouls on him.
That too, but that also is a tough thing with Jaden McDaniels. It's something that he has obviously struggled with in the past. He's been a lot better about it this playoffs, but it'll be an interesting matchup, no doubt.
As the Minnesota sports pessimism creeps into me, the key thing to remember when they're discussing on the national broadcast, I believe it was Game 5 against Golden State, they had mentioned that I think since the last month and a half or 2 months of the season, the only team better than the Wolves in all of the NBA was the Thunder.
And they're 30-6 with Julius?
Very close to as good as them, though. So this is going to be a very good matchup, but the Wolves cannot dink around like they did in the first two series. They need to bring their absolute A game, and they have a shot then.
You bring your A game, you're going to the NBA Finals. If you bring your A game,
and you're going to be favored in that,
and you're
going to
be
finals.
Which will be.
I don't even want to think about it.
They're so close.
Away, man.
4 wins.
4 wins away.
So close. God, I wish Denver had won yesterday.
It just would have been a better story, and we'd be feeling a lot better this morning. But
it's going to be tough. But they can do it.
Remember being favored going to Philly to play Nick Foles?
Yeah, we know, John.
Yeah. Do you remember basically driving down the field to kick a field goal and go to the Super Bowl in 2009 at New Orleans?
Yeah, we'll blame the guy who's going to be here in 15 minutes.
That was,
It's a new day, though. This team has a different kind of feel. They've shown the ability to be clutch and to be emotionally intelligent at the end of games, which is something that we didn't see all the time in the regular season. They've been off to some slow starts, but they've been closing really strong, which if you had to have one or the other, you'd prefer a slow start and closing really strong.
This team has shown they bring the fight, man.
Yeah.
They don't wait. Julius Randle is unbelievable. They have to
love him.
Same. They have to keep him. He's the perfect Robin to Ant's Batman. He's perfect.
Yep. I love his demeanor.
Yeah.
I love how where the rest of the team kind of gets off the rails at times, which makes them fun at times, but also frustrating. Julius Randle is just the rock in the middle. I love his facial expressions, where instead of like freaking out at officials all the time, he'll just like give a look and like a smile, like just animated with his eyes. I just love everything about him. He's definitely my favorite Timberwolf.
Yeah, he's the best.
I love Ant. Ant's obviously a superstar.
Yeah.
Best player on the team, one of the best players in the league. But Julius Randle is just like the blue collar guy, packs his lunch. He probably brings a bag lunch.
Get the tinfoil plate. Yeah.
He's the best, man.
He's the best, dude. And he's basically like a third point guard out there. Obviously, Mike Conley is the point guard, but Anthony Edwards is dribbling and making the plays a lot of the times. But Julius Randle is kind of like the paint point guard for this Wolves team. And Karl Anthony Towns showed that he could do that at times last year. But I think that Karl Anthony Towns was more, him and Ant's game were like, they learned to be complementary, whereas Julius raises the floor and ceiling of every single player that's on the field. It's not just complementary, it's actually enhancing Anthony Edwards' game and making him an even better player, which he's already one of the best players in the NBA. The way those two work together and the spacing problems that they can create for opposing defenses, I mean, it's going to be real tough for the Oklahoma City Thunder too, man.
Well, who are they going to put on Randle? Chet?
I would say Chet probably would be against
Julius Randle probably has 70 pounds on him.
Yeah, it'd be Lou Dort. I would imagine they'd put Lou Dort probably.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man. And I love that it's not at 9 o'clock. I love that it's right at 7:30. It's going to be on Memorial Day weekend. I can't wait to watch it up north. It's going to be sweet.
Yeah, because we have Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Monday.
Then they play. So they'll play Memorial Day Monday, man.
And they're not. I think there's no 3-day break.
Well, there's
like
no
it's just
LeBron to give a break to.
Exactly. No Steph Curry. So it's every
Funny
other day, man. It's a grind until this thing is over, and it could go 7 very easily.
Yeah, it'll probably go 7. Yeah, and
I hope that's good for the Wolves if it does. I think.
Well, and like the one thing that everybody was talking about a week ago, and this is mostly me because I'm uneducated on a lot of things, but we've played 10 games, right?
Right.
They've played 11. So it's not like they've played 14.
Yeah.
They've
I think
played
a lot
11.
of people are overestimating. It could be like because they went to Game 7, they're like, oh my God, but we're forgetting how easily they dispatched the Grizzlies in that first round.
I mean, that was over. Yeah. So there is that. We'll come back. We'll do some What Really Matters, led by Maxo, and I'll finally tell you about the great treat I found this weekend.
The Fan.
Man.
Join the Power Trip's Corey Cove down at Treasure Island for a midday baseball watch party on May 21st. Catch Minnesota versus Cleveland in parlay starting just after noon. Free food and plenty of prizes. Again, free food. Don't miss out. Get all the details now at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
That'll be great. Their 13-game winning streak was snapped yesterday.
It's a good run, though.
Yeah, it was, man. When they were 7-15, I was like, I'm going to cash that bet, the under bet in like May, right? But they won 13 straight. They lost yesterday, so we can get right into what really matters. But
they're still, 5 games back, though, which is insane.
So, yeah.
Shows how big that hole was they dug. It's a weird spot because I can't stand the owners.
Yeah.
Can't stand the owners.
Yeah.
But I will always love the Twins.
Yeah, they're 5 back of Detroit, who is 31-16.
The division is
the best record in baseball.
The division's not a cakewalk anymore.
Well, I mean, Cleveland's 25-21.
KC
26-22. The White Sox are the second worst team in baseball. Who has the worst record in baseball?
Is it for the Rockies?
They're 8-38.
My God.
I mean, they're 20 and a half games out on May 19th, my mom's birthday.
They're lucky that the White Sox exist because they don't get enough flack.
No, 8 wins?
8 wins. Because they've been asked for a few years now, really
They're really bad.
They still draw, though. I was there for a work conference
I've heard it's
last
fun.
year. It's a beautiful park. You've got the mountains in the background.
Colorado's sweet.
So sweet.
Yeah. Maxo, the Twins' 13-game winning streak was snapped yesterday as the Brewers beat the Twins 5-3. Royce Lewis hit one deep to left center with one on in the 8th, but Jackson Churio snagged it to hang on to the win. Your Twins' 13-game winning streak is the second longest in Twins history. They host the Guardians tonight at Target Field. Bailey Ober goes for your Twins. Logan Allen goes for the Guardians. Game time is 6:40, but what really matters is this.
Tom Cruise, whose last Mission Impossible movie, I believe, comes out this weekend, says he's going to continue making movies until he's 100 years old. This guy,
I believe him.
He's a maniac when it comes to film, and I mean that as a compliment. Like, no Hollywood actor is trying harder to save the movie theater industry and preserve the movie industry harder than Tom Cruise. He's a nutcase for a lot of different reasons, but he's passionate about the film industry, man.
Yeah.
Well, Maverick, the Top Gun sequel, was a great film.
And at a time that theaters needed it.
Yeah.
Where the big bounce back.
Yeah.
That was being in the theater, people clapping.
It was sweet.
The mission was successful. It was awesome.
Yeah, I love that film. That's a good movie.
Full volume.
Oh yeah, that's a theater movie. You have to see that in the
it's not going to hit. It's not going to hit the same at home. I've only ever seen Mission Impossible 1.
I don't think I've seen any.
I don't think I've seen any.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard they're phenomenal, but I've only ever seen the first one. I'm excited for this new movie.
It comes out this weekend, right?
Yeah, and I think he did even more crazy stuff. I mean, I don't even know. I think this had to be the last one, not for story reasons, but because he was literally just going to kill himself or fly straight into the sun for a stunt. Yeah. Because what else could he do?
Yeah.
He's done it all.
It's 81% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's pretty good for a popcorn blockbuster movie.
And we'll talk to Mr. Z about it.
Isn't it that
Friday?
That Final Destination one has awesome reviews also, right?
Yeah, it has. So speaking of that,
which I was trying to explain to my daughter what Final Destination was over the weekend because she just randomly kind of got interested in horror movies, which was a strange twist, but very fun. I couldn't remember why any of that BS was ever actually happening to people. I was telling her that all this stuff happens, and she's like, but why? And I was like, I don't actually know.
Escape death in the plane crash.
Okay, that's right. It's like a Grim Reaper thing, right?
So the first, funny enough, all last week, my wife is like, we have to watch Final Destination. And I'm like, I've never seen any of them. I don't it's not scary. It's popcorny.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
If anything,
It's ridiculous. And so she's like, let's watch it Saturday night. So we get the kiddo to bed. We put on Final Destination 1. It's horrible. It's corny. 1999, I think it came out 2000. It's terrible. So I go on Twitter, like I always do, and tweet how terrible it is. Well, Mr. Z came back and said, the second one is the one you should watch. But it's exactly that. It's a bunch of people who go, this is a 25-year-old movie review. It's a class that goes on their spring break. They're going to go to Paris. And the guy falls asleep before the plane takes off, and it explodes. He wakes up, and he says, I have to get off this plane. Like, a bunch of people follow him. They escape death, and then death follows him. It's the cheesiest.
The plane actually
the plane explodes.
And they think he was in on it because he...
And then these awful FBI agents follow him around. It's just horrible. But it's basically just to show gory death, right? It was like the Saw bit back then.
It's a graphic horror cartoon, basically.
Yes. Well
like
put, Maxo.
I mean, at one point, someone was like cooking eggs.
Yeah.
Like they slip on the cheese and almost die from the cheese, and they escape their burning apartment eventually, and then the ladder on the side of the apartment building falls on them and they die. Like, it's the most ridiculous things in the world.
If that was real, I would have been killed so many times.
The one guy slips and falls on water. This is in the first one. He falls into the bathtub, and you know at some hotels how they have that like string thing in the bathroom. I don't know what it is, but I think you can maybe
it's to hang your
clothes on.
Clothes on from the swimming pool. Yeah.
Out of the wall and strangles it.
Yeah.
What? And every time somebody else gets the one guy's like. The one guy figures out who's going to die next, and he helps the guy who's going to die on the train tracks, and he pulls him out and Stifler's the character, and he goes, "Who's next? Who's going to die?" And then he gets killed by a shard from the train. It's very dumb, but it's a popcorny. I would bet it did well in the theater.
But they gotta just sit around with a blunt at the writer's table, right? And they're like,
how can...
So then he had fish food in his pocket, and he went to the aquarium. No idea gets turned down.
It is 93%.
So I want to know what the different plot is for this new... Why is this new one so much better?
But it's been decades.
Yeah, decades,
But what actually and what really matters is this.
That me or you?
It's you, I think.
Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals starts Wednesday at 7 between the Pacers and the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. The Knicks are 4.5-point favorites. They are minus 140 to win the series, Maxo.
That's gonna be a lot of fun, man. That's old school NBA there, bringing back that old Indiana versus New York rivalry. And I think Reggie Miller will be on the call, so that'll make it just feel that much more OG. But man, it's really exciting. These two teams match up really well, and like I said before, I think either way that the Western Conference winner is going to be favored. But man, that New York Knicks team has exceeded expectations, and as people have been pointing out on Twitter, Randall for Cat might be just one of the most win-win trades in NBA history. Any American team sport recent history is like both teams end up in the conference finals. And I didn't realize, in my mind, I just always assumed that the Knicks had gotten a little bit closer when they were with Carmelo Anthony. I didn't realize it's been this long since they've been in the Eastern Conference Finals. Jalen Brunson's dad played for the Knicks the last time they made the Eastern Conference Finals.
Did not know that.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun, man. But that Pacers team, they scare me a little bit. They got a lot of depth.
Yeah, they're good,
That Knicks team is just pretty much the 5 and then Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
But what actually matters is this.
The Final Four in hockey is set after the Panthers embarrassed the Maple Leafs by beating them 6-1 in Game 7. The Panthers will battle the Hurricanes starting tomorrow in Game 1 of the East Final. The Hurricanes are a slight favorite to win that game at minus 125.
And now we say what really matters is this, because we've skipped
I skipped myself, I think, on that one.
Yeah, you have.
Over the course of the Golden Girls 7-year run.
Oh, great show.
Just all-time show.
Yeah.
Did I even tell you guys, there was a Golden Girls play here a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it was phenomenal. I was the only person under the age of 50 in the entire audience. And also the only person with any melanin in the entire audience. But it was a blast.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
It was like It was at the Orpheum.
Okay,
and it was like
sweet.
And I was going into it thinking too, like, how could someone recreate Dorothy's voice?
Yeah,
like it's a very specific voice. But it was 3 dudes being the old ladies, and then I think Betty White was the only one that was actually a woman. But it was incredible, and Blanche. It was way. Hawk would have loved it because Blanche was the star of the show.
Yeah, Blanche is great,
and it was even more raunchy than the TV show.
Really?
Like they got greasy.
Oh, wow.
Really early. They got pretty graphic. Yes. So it was a lot of fun. But over the course of the actual Golden Girls show and their 7-year run, Dorothy, Sophia, Blanche, and Rose ate around 100 cheesecakes, according to the baker that made them. Because they always solved all the episode's problems around the table eating some cheesecakes. Over 100 actual cheesecakes or eaten.
That is such a great show, man.
It's
like, you go
all
back
time.
and watch it. It's the Power Trip Morning Show. Hawk's Blanche, I'm Betty White, and Corey is...
he's Dorothy Sophia combo.
The mean one.
Yeah.
It's so good, dude.
Great show.
It holds up. It still holds up. Some of those shows, it's just nostalgia, and you're like,
No.
But like that show actually makes me laugh
It's
out
super
loud.
funny, man. Yeah, they're mean to each other. It's great.
And Cheesecake is, I think, the number one. That is by far my favorite. Who's this handsome son of a bitch?
Lieber likes cheesecake.
Cheesecake slaps. It is. You can't go wrong with it.
It's good.
But top-notch cheesecake?
Elite. Yeah, what's that spot? Ben's got a cheesecake spot that he likes.
Yeah, Lieber spot.
Yeah, Lieber spot. Cheesecake Funk. Yeah.
What? There's a place that's just cheesecake.
Yeah, they're really nice people, too.
Hi, Ben.
Hi. Good morning.
Hi, Ben.
Woo, coming in hot. Cheesecake Funk. It's run by a gal named Vanessa. She's super nice.
She's the best.
She does not have a storefront. You just have to basically just call an order and go pick it up.
Worth it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just do it. Yes, she's got all sorts. She's got the website. Pick your favorite flavor. I mean, like the banana one, if you like banana. I mean, she just covers the top.
Oh, it sounds
fresh
amazing.
banana.
Yeah, I
all
would eat
dirty.
that. Yeah, that's
So good.
Well, we'll come back, Ben. We'll catch up with you, and we'll go through the rest of the sports that we have. It's the Power Trip Morning Show. Corey and Hawk and Zacho have all passed away.
The Fan.
Want to chime in on what's happening with your favorite KFAN program? Make your voice heard on the Bradshaw and Bryant text line. Let us know what you have to say by texting your message to 64686. That's 64686. Standard message and data rates apply. I doubt the text line is very positive right now.
Oh, I didn't open it. I do what Corey does. I'm not going to look at that.
Yeah, not today.
Yeah. There were like 6 people when I posted that you and I were doing this tomorrow. Like, thanks. Now I won't listen to them. Wow,
Okay.
Neat.
Bye.
Yeah,
We don't
That's
care.
not nice.
I like when people like that think we care what they have, like their opinion's so important. Not that ours is either.
No,
but
mine is not. But it's like, okay, all right, you're going to list. You're listening right now. But thanks for telling me. Hawk is in the Keys with a plastic small monkey. I don't know what he was doing.
I didn't see that picture. Was that on
There's
the text
multiple.
thread?
Yeah, there's multiple pictures.
Yeah.
There's the gal that pissed herself.
I saw the guy that peed herself.
Yep. Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't pee.
Get them up.
The monkey.
As I said an hour ago, there were multiple people that were like, Hawk, your Twitter's on. But,
Hawk might find himself in a Final Destination situation. She doesn't clean that up.
Yeah,
Key West is awesome. It gets greasy.
Yeah.
Like
I can only imagine.
I've only been once.
It is like Mazatlan or Cancun spring break, but for middle-aged people.
Well, it's like a cruise ship just like capsized and just everybody just like flooded into Key West, and that's where they stayed.
Gilligan's Island of a cruise ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keys in the Bowl West.
I was there accidentally.
That could happen too.
Yeah.
For that Fantasy Fest once.
Oh, yeah. Accidentally.
It truly was. We booked it for that. I paid a non-refundable hotel, which I'll never do again because I almost got burned because of a hurricane. But so we were going during that time. It was reasonably priced, whatever. And there were people dressed up like body paint, basically nude. Yeah. We just sat there and took photos with people, and they love it. Like, hey, can I get a photo with you? They're like, absolutely, because they're there to be showing off.
Yeah.
There were the police officer, the one gal, she had a construction vest on, and that's it. And her rocks kept falling out. And the police officer's like, you gotta cover those. That's it. That's it. That's all. He's like, I just have to tell you that. Have a fun evening. My wife is like, get a photo with them. Get a photo with them. And just those bombs were hanging out.
It is greasy, I've heard.
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, I mean, our state now, you can walk around with your tots hanging out, and nobody's going to care now.
The Supreme Court said.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Have I ever told you guys? I've ever told you guys how much I love the Minnesota Supreme Court and how great of a job that those ladies and gentlemen do. Just so proud of them.
Well, and you know the ones that exercise that right.
Yeah.
are going to be the ones.
Well, it's like going to a nude beach.
Yeah.
Everything's going to a nude beach is super cool. And then you get there and like, you're every person that should be wearing clothes.
100%.
Yeah. Everyone should be wearing a one-piece black outfit, probably with a cover-up over the top and bottom. You don't need to be naked.
Yeah. And Hawk's like, I'm your Huckleberry.
When we did that BVI trip last month, it was, we were on the Willie T's, which is a bar that is on a boat. And I heard at night it gets greasy. So I told the captain one of the evenings, I was like, let's hop in that dinghy and head over to Willie T's. And there was a dude, older dude, big old belly, looks like he was 22 months pregnant. And he was wearing a bedazzled C ring.
My God.
Oh, yeah. And that thing was cocktail weenie at largest. It was inverted.
Maybe he bedazzled it to try to find it.
But loud and proud.
Oh yeah, and he had my cousin Misty put a fake tattoo on his slabs.
Wow,
it was a G string in the back, basically.
Yes.
Damn. She gave him a tattoo. On
that
his
guy
right cheek.
parties
hard. Oh yeah, he was on the prowl.
Do you think that's like he lives in the area and that's all he does?
He said he was from California because of course I had to chat with him a lot.
Of course you did.
We called him BDD because his name was Dave, so Big Dave.
Yeah. Brilliant.
How many years ago was this?
This was last month.
Oh, last month.
Yeah.
Oh, he probably passed.
I want to run into him when I go to Coronado. I'll see if he's walking around Coronado with that bedazzled thing.
What if you got pulled over in California and you're like, Dave?
Oh, he's a cop. Yeah. Oh, he for sure would be a motorcycle cop.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Did Dave just stand on top of the bar and go, "Can you dig it?" Oh, yeah. Maybe he bedazzled it so he couldn't find it. You know, he's got a big old belly.
Yeah.
It's like a little searchlight.
Of course you talk to him.
100%. That's my boy.
When you find greasy people like that, you gotta talk them up.
Gotta find out what his story is.
It's like when I found the Great Waldo in Amsterdam. He was tweaking out at the weed bar, and my friend was like, let's get the bleep out of here. I'm like, no, we need this guy's full story.
Yeah.
And they granted us an immortal life. So look at that.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, you're a vampire now. This
exactly.
is awesome.
Maxwell's going to live forever.
Yeah, if you see those people, you know that they're not introverts.
No.
Definitely not.
So it's like they want to talk. They want to party.
Was introverted though.
That's fine. But if he's proud enough to show off that little sausage,
Polish to me, but
right. Yeah,
exactly. Then he wants to party. He wants to talk.
100%.
He wants to be your friend, John.
If that guy's got a Ferrari, if that guy's got a Ferrari, you're like, we get it. But if you're driving like a 92 Honda Civic and you're showing that off, you're like, this guy's got confidence.
This was a
guy,
Pinto.
Yeah, correct. This guy gets it. BD Dave.
BD Dave.
Let's do more really matters. The Stars on Saturday night scored a power play goal a minute and 30 seconds into overtime to beat the Winnipeg Jets to advance to the Western Conference Finals. They will battle the Oilers on Wednesday at 7 o'clock. That will be sweet. Go Stars, go Panthers. What really matters is this.
Professional athletes, before sports were big-time money-making machines, professional athletes used to perform in vaudeville during the off-season. Can you imagine that? Like Lamar Jackson, hello, my darling. Hello, my
baby. His little top hat and cane.
Right.
His tux tails.
Ben Lieber doing mime stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, that's Ben Lieber.
Yeah, what the hell? That's great.
Very interesting. That does really matter.
You got to make some money in the off season. They didn't make enough.
Yeah, think of back in the day. You hear stories about the Vikings, some like Purple People Eater days. Some of those dudes had other jobs. Yeah. That's nuts.
A lot of them did.
A
lot of the guys on the team did. And that's the whole reason why they structured training camp the way they did, because they didn't have off-season workouts. They didn't get together. They didn't run and lift. They just okay, we're going to have an 18-week training camp because we have to get these guys in shape, because old Stu over there was laying brick all summer.
Yeah, just burning darts.
No doubt.
Burning darts.
Got to get those lungs back in order.
God, that would be awful, though. You're just scanning, you're checking somebody out at Target, and they're like, I'd have made that tackle.
Yeah.
Third down.
Well, then you see how violent the game was. It's because they were taking out their aggressions from having to work the 9 to 5.
Right.
Man.
That's what you get, Dale. You complaining to my manager
of making enough money to never have to worry about money again. The 49ers and quarterback Brock Purdy agreed to terms on a 5-year, $265 million contract extension. Purdy will get $181 million in total guarantees, including $165.05 million in the first 3 new years of a deal that runs through 2030. Now, you know how I feel about Brock Purdy.
No, tell us.
Yeah, please tell us.
I don't think he's any good. I think he plays on an all-star team.
You don't think he's any good, or you don't think he's...
I don't think he's as good as everybody thinks he is. He plays on an all-star team. What did they win last year? 6 games? Wow. Real good quarterback. And I don't like him because of how much Corey loves him, and Corey loves him because I don't like him. It's a tug of war with Corey and I. But he's not one of the top 10 best paid quarter. He shouldn't be. He's not that good. And now they're going to have to find a way. They have a very easy schedule. I think it puts him... Hold, please. I had that.
I think he's like 5th or 6th maybe on a per year basis.
Which, again, we've seen this how many times where someone will get paid. Kirk Cousins here. Everyone freaked out about overpaid. In 5 minutes, it ends up being... It evens out because the salary cap goes up every year. And then the next quarterback up is going to get more. And... That's how it goes. The Jordan Love one is what I thought was insane. Yeah. That was way overpaid. Brock Purdy is a very good quarterback. Of course, he's not Patrick Mahomes or one of those. He's going to get paid similar to them at first, but again, it evens out.
He is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's 8th.
That's very fair. That's very fair. Bad.
It was due. It was coming. Everybody knew that they're gonna try to sign him to a big contract. I think 8th, to your point, Kriesel, is in 2 years he'll be 12th.
Yep.
And you're gonna be like, okay, this isn't all that bad. And they already shed some contracts this offseason, so I mean, from a percentage standpoint, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. But it is very eye popping based on. When you watch him play, there's nothing truly dynamic about it.
Right.
It's just high quality, you know?
You can count on him.
You can count him. He's reliable. He can make a few plays, but is it dynamic? No. And everybody feels like you have to pay or you have to have this dynamic quarterback to get this type of contract. And obviously Shanahan feels very comfortable with him.
Right. And if he feels comfortable with it, I think we all should as well. And now too, with as much as he's getting paid, it does seem like San Fran is in a reset. Now they can plan for this now, where like the Vikings did with kind of in the reverse way, drafting JJ. They set it up so they can put a team around him knowing that they have that rookie contract for a few years.
I think the thing, though, is we saw last year when he doesn't get to play action to McCaffrey, that's a huge thing, man. The threat of that run, when they don't have a full arsenal around him, They won 6 games.
But I think the offensive line has been a lot less effective lately. And no matter how good the quarterback play is, you need a good offensive line. Look at Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
It was
an ass beating for the ages. So I don't know. I like it. They had to do it. You can't let the guy walk.
No, you
or trade
can't.
him.
No, of course not. No. So what really matters, Maxo, is this.
The U.S. government saved every public tweet from 2006 through 2017.
Oh, God. It's over for me. It's over for me.
Oh, God.
Man.
We might need to do another January 6th to delete those.
Yeah. There was a lot of me tweeting Pearl Jam's Black lyrics in that era.
Yep. Oh. There's a lot of me calling Rudy Gobert Booty Gobert.
Yeah.
Got to delete those, no doubt.
Yeah.
But what really matters is this.
The Vikings, Ben, OTA starts a week from tomorrow.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Right?
Yeah.
No bubble guts yet?
No,
not OTAs.
Were Otis the same back? They were much different when you played, right?
Yeah, the whole offseason was way different.
And was it more physical? Were you running pads and hitting? I wouldn't say it's more
physical. It's just that we had the schedule itself sort of adjusted. OTAs probably started around the same time, and then we would get done with everything, mini camp included, by the third week of June. So that's about what these guys are doing right now. The difference that we had was we were checked in a month earlier in March, the third Monday of March, for all the strength and conditioning stuff.
Oh, okay.
Where these guys, they check in like the second or third week of April. So they have a way longer true off season than we did. But I didn't mind it. I loved it. I loved getting back with the guys.
So for March though, when the strength part, were they making sure you guys are in shape? Was that the purpose of it? Kind of being like, okay, we need extra work with Ben. Yeah. Ben's been hitting the snacks, or
no? I mean, they just want you to be in there.
Been hitting the snacks,
the cheesecake.
Yeah, the cheesecake and the double bacon cheeseburgers.
Lucky.
No, it was more of just like, let's get everybody in the building and get on the same program.
Okay,
and do a little bit of film work here and there. It was, I don't know, it was fun. It was kind of like just playtime. I mean, it was a lot of work. I mean, you did get bubble guts every once in a while just from the workouts, because you're like, oh, we're doing a hill workout today, or we're doing a 300-yard shuttle. You're like, oh, son of a, like this is gonna be painful. I'll probably puke. But I don't know. I just like working out with the guys, sweating with the guys, hanging out in the locker room. I mean, I'd be done with my workout by 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, because I was in the 7 a.m. group. And then you just stick around for like 2 hours.
And harass.
Yeah, just like,
and rip.
Yeah, you rip. Yeah. It's like going to Abbott's office for 2 hours.
Everybody rips.
Everybody rips. It was the best.
The thing about the OTAs, though, is like we're almost to the point in the NFL season where there's the 1 month of the year where nothing happens. Yeah. It's like June 15th to about July 15th.
Yeah, but there will be cuts. June
1st.
June 1st cuts.
There's that weird bit though where there's not a lot going on. There's like that 1 month that the NFL is yet to master to take over, and it's in about 3 or 4 weeks.
You know what? I'm fine with that though.
Yeah,
I really am. I am not all for this 365 NFL stuff. I mean,
it's tough to keep up with.
It's tough to keep up with. I like having a break. I like getting a refresh. I like paying attention to baseball a little bit, and then it gets me excited.
Yeah.
Then it gets me excited for training camp, because I'm like, oh yeah, we haven't really talked much about it. There's some stuff going on. Let them go take their vacations and all that other stuff. But I mean, Aaron Rodgers is still going to dominate the airwaves.
Yeah, good point.
Jalen Ramsey, perhaps.
Jalen Ramsey. I mean, there's still going to be, and I'm not just talking. Point. I'm not talking just locally, just like overall in the NFL. Just there's going to be interest as they get through OTAs and minicamp. How did this rookie look at quarterback? How did this guy look? Did somebody get injured? All of a sudden now they might be starting to call people. So there's still some dominoes that have left to fall.
We'll come back, Max. So we'll do the news. Yes, we'll do more sports. Muss will join us here in about 5 minutes. And all we know now is Muss is back on the golf bed.
The Fan.
Okay, have you heard about this? Last year, Degree changed the formula for their Cool Rush deodorant. Their fans rebelled and wanted the old scent back. And Degree listened. That doesn't happen often.
They admitted that they effed up and are bringing the original Cool Rush scent back. And it's exactly how you remember it. Cool, crisp, and fresh. There's a reason it's the #1 men's antiperspirant, and it's back in Walmart, Target, and other stores for under $4.
So try it and see what the fuss is about. Head to your local stores to try the OG Cool Rush for yourself.